Hi students, welcome to the fifth part of the federalism. In this fifth part, today we are going to learn about the language policy. The second test for the Indian Federation is the language policy. Either the federalism is running perfectly or not in our country. To test that one, the second test is the language policy. Our constitution did not given the status of national language of any language. Means in our constitution framers, our constitution writers, they did not given any and they did not given the status of national language to any one language. Hindi was identified as a official language, but Hindi is the mother tongue of the only about 40% of the Indians. One of the government they announced Hindi as the official language, but if you see the condition of the Hindi, only 40% of the people are having the Hindi as a mother tongue. Okay. In 1963, the Indian government has passed an official language act. When the official language act was passed in 1963. Okay, what is meant by this official language act means whatever the official language they announced that they should be maintained by all the state governments. Okay, in the country means whenever the communication in between there the state government and the central government they should communicate within the Hindi. Okay, that is the official language act. Okay, this means that all the states in the country should accept Hindi as a official language. Okay, but the states which are against to this act they started anti Hindi agitation. Means the states which are against means which are not accepted Hindi as a official language. Why? Because they are having their regional languages. For their purpose they won't accept any other language. For their purpose, okay, some of the states they have started anti Hindi agitation. In that mainly who started means the DMK from Tamil Nadu. DMK means Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Okay, the party which is there in the Tamil Nadu. It was started the anti-Hindi agitation. Okay, when the official language act was passed in 1963. Okay, but when Nehru as the prime minister at the time, this act was passed. Means in the time of 1963 means at the time who is the prime minister of our country, Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. But after the death of Nehru in 1964, Mr. Lal Bahadur Shastri became as a prime minister. Suddenly, in 1964, the Nehru was died. So after the death of the Nehru in 1964, who became as a prime minister of our country? Mr. Lal Bahadur Shastri. When he became as a prime minister, he put to the test with a series of issues. Means whenever he became as a prime minister at the time, the India is facing lot of problems. Okay, right? Whenever he became as a prime minister in 1964, at the time itself anti-India agitation was going on. Okay, and in 1965, okay, we are in the war with the Pakistan also. Means like this, lot of problems have welcomed him as a prime minister. Okay, at the time, entire Congress divided into two groups, pro-Hindi and anti-Hindi camps. Means entire Congress party they had divided into two groups. Some of them they supported to the Hindi, that is called as a pro-Hindi, and some of them they supported they were not supported to the Hindi. That group is called as a anti-Hindi. Okay, but Shastri thought to give the support to the pro-Hindi camp. Okay, he was supported to the pro-Hindi camp. Means he supported the Hindi language as the official language. Even though he supported to the pro-Hindi camp, okay, he supported the pro-Hindi camp, made a series of concession to assuage the feeling of anti-Hindi camp. Means to cool the anti-Hindi station people. Okay, to make them to understand. Okay, he made a lot of trials to make them to understand. Okay, that is called as a made a series of concession to assuage the feeling of the anti-Hindi camps. Okay, he solved that problem diplomatically by introducing English as a official language. Means when this type of problems are going on, okay, whenever this anti-Hindi agitation is spreading throughout the country, at the time he came with a okay idea that he introduced the English as a official language. Okay, means English should continue to be the communication language between the center and the states. Previously, because of the official language act, Hindi should be act as a official language. Now instead of Hindi, now they are using the English in between the center and the states. According to the constitution, the use of English for official purpose was to stop in 1965. As per the constitution, the English language should be stopped in our country in 1965. But many non-Hindi speaking states demanded that the use of English continue. Okay, means non-Hindi speaking states, those who are there, they demanded to use the English to continue even after 1965. Okay. After, when they announced as the English as the official language, then the civil service examinations would be conducted in English rather than Hindi alone. Means previously, actually, this civil service exam was conducted in the entire country at single time only. So they will give this paper in the language of Hindi and rural languages. Okay, rural means regional languages along with the Hindi. Now, if you will see the civil service examination, any national examinations, there will be one official language, that is the English. Again, there will be means the questions will come in a English as well as your regional language also. If you will see in our AP, the regional language is Telugu. Okay, means the questions will be there in Telugu along with the English. Means it is the official language, everyone can understand. Okay, for that purpose, the civil examination will be conducted in English rather than Hindi alone. Okay. And now the other topic is center-state relations. How the center and state relations are going to be maintained in our country. Let us see. Restructuring the center-state relations is one more way in which the federalism has been strengthened in practice. Means in the federalism, the relations maintained by the center and state governments also very important one. Then how it is going to be maintained in our country? Let us see. Even the constitutional arrangements having for sharing powers, means constitution, in the constitution itself it was written that there should be a sharing of power in between the governments. But in reality it depends to large extent how the ruling parties and leaders following these arrangements. Even though it was there in the constitution, but how much the leaders and the political parties are following, this is a very important one. Okay, means the success of sharing of powers, when it will be possible, means it will be depends on mostly the political leaders and the political parties. For a long time, the same party ruled both the center and in the most of the state. Means nearly 40 years, nearly 30 to 40 years. Means the Congress party only ruled the entire states and the center. Means entire country and the states. Means it only the Congress party is there at the center and the states. Okay. This means that the state government did not exercise their rights as autonomous federal units. When the same party it was there at the center and the state, means definitely there will be a force on the state governments from the central government. Why? Because the same government is there at the center. They will show certain force. Means they will share their autonomy on the state government. Means the state governments by itself, they did not enjoy the autonomous powers. Okay. When the ruling party at the state level was different, the parties that ruled at the center tried to undermine the power of the state. Means in the above topic we saw that at the state and at the center the same party is ruling. But now if you see, at the states there is a different parties, at the center there is a different party. Means whenever this type of conditions are there, the party which is ruling at the center, they are going to undermine the powers of the states. Okay. In those days, the central government would often misuse the constitution to dismiss the state government that controlled by the rival parties. Whenever the central government is not satisfied with the state governments, okay, even though the state government is having the power or popularity in the public, the central government removed the state government by misusing of the constitution. Okay, right? These undermine the spirit of the federalism. Whenever this type of things are going on, means it is the undermined the spirit of, means the true spirit was not there in our country. Means which was not there, the true spirit of federalism, it was not there in our country. We can understand easily. Okay. But all this changed significantly after 1990. Okay. Whatever the previously it was happened, removal of state government by the central governments, which was occurred before after the constitution, after the independence. Okay, it was changed after 1990 because this period saw the rise of regional parties in many states of the country. Means after 1990, lot of the states in the lot of the state, regional parties are raised, means they were strengthened, okay, than the central parties, national parties, sorry. Okay, this also the beginning of the era of coalition governments at the center, means from the 1990 at the center which type of governments are formed? Coalition government. What is meant by coalition government means? What is meant by coalition government means grouping of more than one party and they will form a government. More than one or two parties, okay, they will form as a one group and they will form a government. That type of governments is called as a coalition governments. Okay, since no single party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the majority national parties had to enter into the alliance with the many parties including several regional parties to form a government at the center. When the no single party got the clear majority, definitely they should join hands with the other parties. They want to form as a group, so they started to join their hands with the some regional parties also. For that purpose only they started to form the coalition government. For example of the coalition government, okay, whatever the BJP it was there previously, it joined the hands with the what is that TDP, the regional party, then they formed as a government. Okay, right? So this is the example of the coalition government. This led to the new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of the state governments. Means whenever they need the help of the regional parties, definitely they will start to respect the state governments also. So this type of culture it was started after 1990s. Means before to the 1990s they were undermined the state governments. After the 1919 they need the support of the state government, so they started to respect the state government. This trend was supported by the major judgment of the Supreme Court that made it difficult for the central government to dismiss the state governments in the arbitrary manner. Means when the central governments are removing the lot of state governments unnecessarily, then the court has interfered in that matter and they had given the judgment without unnecessarily no one should remove the state government. Okay, then they came into the order to join hands. Means when the undermining of state governments by the central governments, when it was stopped, means after the what is that after the Supreme Court that made it difficult for the central government to dismiss the state governments in the arbitrary manner. So federal power sharing is more effective today than it was in the early years after the constitution came into force. When the constitution came into force, at the time the federal power sharing is not that much effective, but it was more effective. Why? Because lot of awareness it was came in the public, okay, about the politicians and about the political matters. Okay, so for that if you see the example, TDP in our combined Andhra Pradesh sweep the 1982 elections. In the 1982 who won the elections here in our combined Andhra Pradesh means TDP, okay, Telugudesam party, and came into the power. NTR appointed as a chief minister, but in 1984 he went to the USA for surgery. Suddenly with the health problem he went to the USA for the surgery. At the time N. Bhaskar Rao, means who belongs to the Congress party, he became as the chief minister with the help of our state governor and the central government. He joined the hands with the governor and the central government also. So they both supported him to become as a chief minister, okay, in the improper way. Even though the TDP is having the clear majority, okay, by removing that government he formed another government and he became as a chief minister. Okay, on his return NTR challenged the action of the governor. Means when the NTR came from the USA, he challenged the action of the governor and proved that he had the support of majority of MLAs. Means he challenged that I am having the lot of support from the MLAs, I will prove to form the government. So in that challenge he was succeed. Means lot of the MLAs they supported to the NTR only. Okay, after a month central government appointed a new governor. So means he joined the hands with the N. Bhaskar Rao to remove the government, whatever that TDP government it was there. Means he proved as a flaw. So for that purpose the central government removed that present governor and they appointed a new governor after a 1 month. That new governor reappointed the NTR as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Means whatever the new governor was there, he appointed the NTR as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Means this is the example that how the central governments are undermining the state governments. Okay. Later when the awareness was came after 1990s, this undermine was went off, and they want to, means though no single party is getting the clear majority, okay, in the Lok Sabha, so they want to join the hands with the local parties. So they need the support of the local parties, so they started to respect the local parties. Okay, thank you.